Right now, President-elect Donald Trump sits down for an interview. What he says about his plans for his administration.
Plus, a Sun Prairie mom gives birth to her 5th child in an unexpected place. Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Kyrie Lee.
I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Well, don't get too used to these warmer temperatures. They look like they are on their way out.
Yeah, on the way out, but at least we can enjoy it for now. So,
yeah. Got a couple more days.
Hold on.
I know. Just keep holding on tight. It will slip away, though. Let's check in with Savannah Burrito, who's got your forecast this morning on the patio. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, not off to a bad start at all. We're still going to have similar temperatures and really the entire weather conditions we saw yesterday. Most of us topping out in the lower to even mid 50s, well above average. We still have that mild air in place today, but then as early as tomorrow, that's when temperatures are going to dip. We're waking up to 41 right now. Cooler air west of Madison, though. We still could drop a few more degrees, but then we will rise into the upper 40s. We'll talk about the chill that's on the way. That's coming up in just a bit, guys.
All right, Savannah Burrito, we will talk to you then. Well, President-elect Donald Trump went on NBC's Meet the Press, where he shared his plans on things like immigration, pardons, and prosecutions.
He said he's looking to pardon the rioters who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. In terms of prosecutions, he said he would not go after political rivals, but would like to see some members of the January 6th committee behind bars. On immigration, he spoke of plans to deport undocumented people.
I don't want to be breaking up families, so the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back.
The president-elect also announced that his personal lawyer, Alina Habba, will serve as counselor to the president. She served as part of Trump's legal team during his criminal and civil trials.
New this morning, a woman is alleging Jay-Z assaulted her at a party when she was 13. She's the same woman who filed a lawsuit against jailed music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The woman says both men sexually assaulted her at a Video Music Awards after party in 2000. Jay-Z has denied the accusations. CNN reported last month that an anonymous male celebrity filed a lawsuit against the woman's lawyer. That unnamed celebrity says he's victim of an extortion scheme. Meanwhile, Combs remains jailed in New York.
In January, a panel blew off the side of a Boeing airplane, and since then, 4 federal investigations have been launched and a new CEO has been hired. But that has not stopped whistleblowers from coming forward. Sam Mohawk is one of them. He works as a quality investigator for Boeing. And he says he wasn't surprised when an airplane blew open. That's because he sees faulty parts go missing.
There's so much chaos in that factory that there's a desperation for parts because we have problems with our part suppliers. So in order to get the plane built and out the door in time, I think unfortunately some of those parts were recycled back onto the airplanes in order to keep building the airplane and not stop it in production.
The whistleblower adds that despite faulty parts being kept under lock and key, some employees may be sidestepping protocol.
President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden hosted a reception for Kennedy Center honorees. Some honorees included singer and guitarist Bonnie Raitt, jazz trumpeter and pianist Arturo Sandoval, filmmaker Francis Ford Coppola, and the rock band Grateful Dead. Biden highlighted the success of honorees and reminisced of his time in office. He kept the mood lighthearted, joking with previous recipient Robert De Niro.
If I get in trouble, I'm coming to you, pal. Well, Francis, I'm looking for work in February. So maybe you've got something for me and the Biden-De Niro combination here.
Following the reception, the honorees received their awards at the Kennedy Center Opera House.
The Notre Dame Cathedral now open to the public. It held its first mass since the devastating fire in 2019. French President Emmanuel Macron attending along with 2,500 others in a ceremony that was closed to the public. Later, an evening mass welcomed members of the public who secured reservations. Those reservations filled up within 24 minutes. The reopening ceremony on Saturday saw First Lady Jill Biden, President-elect Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Prince William, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, among others.
In local news this morning, the Madison Common Council is slated to vote tomorrow on the formal censure of Madison Alder Charles Miadze. It comes after allegations of sexual harassment. Miadze says he has committed to serving the rest of his term.
The actions of Mayor Conway are politically motivated, and I believe it undermines the ability serve my constituents effectively, removing me from my committees. I've diligently served on.
Tomorrow, they are also scheduled to vote on the replacements for the committee. Last Thursday, the Madison Common Council stripped Miadze of his committee assignments.
Fire and EMS students in Wisconsin are using a new tool to help them better prepare for an emergency. Take a look at this. They're training with an ultra-realistic mannequin that can breathe, bleed, and even emulate a drowning victim. The new mannequins are being used at Waukesha County Technical College. The simulation mannequins represent different ages, races, and special needs.
In a Down syndrome patient, their jaw is a little bit further forward. They have a smaller mouth and a more difficult airway to access. So for our students, it gives them a more difficult intubation that they can practice on.
Instructors say these lifelike mannequins also teach empathy.
Well, a Sun Prairie couple is enjoying their new bundle of joy, but it was a dramatic delivery. That's because the mom gave birth in her car.
Yeah, dramatic to say the least. Our Tanasia Shaw brings us the story.
Female in her van in the driveway was in active labor.
A day before Molly Anderson's scheduled induction, she gave birth in her car.
I think every mother who goes through labor can understand when I say, you know when your baby is going to come, because everyone will say, I can't do this. So I pulled over, called 911, and they heard him be born on the dispatch.
And she just delivered the baby in the car. The baby is crying.
Molly said she pulled over and clenched her steering wheel just like this minutes before giving birth to her baby boy.
So I decided to do a squat position in my driver's seat and had him in my driver's seat.
While driving to the hospital in Fort Atkinson.
Because it's that last contraction right before the baby is born that is the most painful, and that's what indicates, okay, if I can't do this, that means he's coming.
Her boyfriend's fatherly instincts kicked in just in time.
He ran around. He managed to barely make it to catch him before he hit my seat. And he pulled him up in between my legs, threw him on my chest, took off his winter coat, and wrapped it around us while we waited for an ambulance.
This is Anderson's 5th child. She's grateful to give birth to a healthy baby boy, Kane Otto Anderson Hart.
He came out and he was crying right away, and he was just, we knew that he was healthy because that he cried right away. Good. He cried for a good 2-3 hours because, that's traumatic, stressful, but yeah, it was just, honestly, it was a dream. It's a blur. I'm trying to piece it all together in my brain still because it just doesn't feel real.
Reporting in Sun Prairie, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
I can only imagine going through that thing, especially after, giving birth twice myself.
Oh, my goodness.
Terrifying, but I'm so glad baby's healthy.
Speechless after going through, 4 there in the delivery room. I could not imagine doing that in a car.
Not at all, but I'm glad all went well from them and everybody kicked into action.
I know. She talks about it like it was not a big deal.
No big deal. But I mean, this is round 5, so she's like, hey, here you go.
It's old hat by now. Hey, congratulations. Everybody's looking great.
Yes. Let's check in with Savannah. What's coming up?
Well, we're still warm outside right now, checking into 41 in Madison. Will still be nice and warm, mild like yesterday, but we'll talk about the cool down and when that's going to enter southern Wisconsin.
Also ahead, some Badger football news. Team announcing a new offensive coordinator.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning, brought to you by Toyota.
Toyotathon is on. Shake up the holidays with an exciting new Toyota. Take an all-wheel drive Camry to go ice skating. Visit Grandma in a Highlander. Grandma! You got it. Or bring home a tree in a Tacoma. Are we in a snow globe?
Right now, during Toyotathon, you can lease a new RAV4 for $309 a month. Or you can lease a new 2025 Camry for $279 a month.
'Tis the season for Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
Ready to embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of UW's top athletes? News 3 Now sports director Zach Hanley takes you inside Wisconsin Huddle, a one-of-a-kind 30-minute weekly special. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's an inside look into the world of Big Ten college athletes, from their journey to Madison to insights on how they prepare for competition. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30 on WISC-TV. Brought to you by TDS Telecom.
Treat yourself to rich Ghirardelli chocolate and luscious caramel. Experience Ghirardelli caramel squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
Life's better when you're under our roof.
Come on, let's go. We've got this. We're almost there.
Because when your family feels protected, they're free to pursue their dreams. Bundle home and auto and save up to 23%. American Family Insurance. From our family to yours. Happy holidays.
Keck Furniture, downtown Watertown, distinctly different.
Happy holidays from your trusted partner for over 30 years, Avondale Roofing. Steep slope experts since 1988.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
All right, we're back here at 6:11 on your Monday. You know, this holiday shopping season, we want to make sure that you at home are able to spot those scams.
That's right. Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, is here to show you how you can avoid those so-called naughty scams.
Yes. Do you guys know who's on the holiday naughty list? Scammers. Consumer Reports has a warning about some Grinches trying to swipe your cash or steal your identity this holiday season. It's worse than a lump of coal. Kim Harris sent her loved ones 2 $50 gift cards, but at checkout, they were told there's a zero balance.
They were like, "We're sorry, there's nothing here." So I was embarrassed for her because I was like, oh no, this is terrible.
It's called the drain scam. Last year, 41,632 cases of gift card drainings were reported. This resulted in a loss of $217 million. Here's how it works. Crooks go to a store, copy the card number and activation code, then reseal the package. When you load money on the card, it goes to Scrooge.
Yes, it was only $100, but it could have been $500.
Before you buy, inspect the card.
Run your finger over the card. Does it look like a sticker has been put over the barcode? Does it look like the package was opened and then maybe glued back together?
Buy gift cards from behind the counter or buy a virtual gift card. And if you receive a gift card, use it ASAP. Attention online shoppers. As you scroll through social media, some deals might seem too good to be true.
Passive scrolling is the biggest way that people lose money on social media. Take the name of the website and into any search engine or into bbb.org and type in the word fraud, scam, or review and see what people are saying about it off of the social media site.
Watch out for this delivery text scam. It looks like the post office is saying there's a problem with your upcoming delivery. Do not click on that link. Swindlers hope you'll plug in your credit card information, and you can get tracking notifications, but you must first sign up. Finally, it's the season to give, but make sure you're donating to a real charity. You can check Charity Navigator or give.org to confirm the charity you choose is making the best use of your money. And if you decide to donate to a charity or cause on a crowdfunding page like on Facebook or GoFundMe, make sure you know the person in charge of donations and be aware that many websites take a small percentage of your donation. Later on this week, I'll have some tips and resources to help you find and authenticate the charities of your choosing.
All right. Just be aware this season because it's so easy. Because I got one of those USPS texts not too long ago, and I did have a package on the way, but...
This time of year, who doesn't have a package on the way?
Right.
So it's easy to fall for stuff like that. They're getting so good at pretending like they're the real deal.
But the grammar is no good. The grammar is usually very poor.
That's an easy red flag to spot.
Yep.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, Michelle Renee, thank you.
Absolutely.
Let's get over to Savannah Burrito now. She's got your certified most accurate forecast. Where are we sitting this morning?
We're not sitting bad. In fact, very mild temperatures is what we're waking up to right now. 41 in Madison, but a little bit ago, that cooler air was west of Dane County. You can see now the 30s making its way literally just west of Madison. 37 in Verona, 38 in Cross Plains, 39 in Edgerton. We're still going to see temperatures fall maybe another degree or two, but then temperature is going to warm right back up to almost what we had yesterday. I still think it'll be a little bit cooler, but nonetheless above average by about 15 degrees or so. So still mild today with partly to mostly sunny skies. If you didn't get out yesterday, we did make it in the lower to even mid-50s northeastward of Madison and east towards Milwaukee. It was a little bit cooler, but you still have today to enjoy the mild December weather. We will see the 20s, mid-20s tonight. So not bad, but then what's to come after that, much cooler air. It will be breezy, similar winds compared to yesterday, where gusts are going to be around 20 or so miles per hour. That continues tonight and then into tomorrow as well. And then that big cool down. So between the high today and then the high that's in the forecast Thursday, that's nearly a 40-degree temperature drop. We're down to 11. That's the high Thursday. We'll have wind chills factored in the entire day and low wind chills as early as Wednesday afternoon. They drop even more Wednesday evening into the overnight hours. Our lows, the temperatures are actually going to get down to about 0 degrees. But when you factor in the wind chill, we could have wind chills as low as about negative 15 degrees or so. If we see about negative 20 degrees, the wind chill forecast, the National Weather Service will issue a cold weather advisory. That's the criteria needed. So we might see that. Some models are showing that we could get even lower than that. But nonetheless, right now, it looks like with the wind chill in the forecast, about negative 10 to negative 15. We will have another cold night to follow that Thursday into Friday before temperatures actually warm up a little bit. We'll be back to about 30 Friday and then heading into the weekend, warmer temperatures, but we will be dealing with likely a rain-snow mix. There's a decent chance right now. We're watching that for the ultimate track that it could take.
After firing the offensive coordinator that he brought into Madison with him after just 23 games, Luke Fickell has found Phil Longo's replacement as Wisconsin's offensive coordinator. Sources tell News 3 Sports that Jeff Grimes will be the Badgers' new offensive play caller. Grimes comes into Madison from Kansas, where he spent just one season on Lance Leipold's staff. Before that, he spent 3 years each at Baylor and BYU, where he was a multiple-time finalist for the Broyles Award, which crowns the top assistant in the country. And now it's time for our Badger Blitz, checking in on the former Badgers around the National Football League. And how could we not show this to you? Big new with a big man INT. The former Badger and Janesville native comes away with the impressive takeaway, but don't question Keanu Benton's hand speed or his foot speed. He worked with the wrestlers when he was at Wisconsin. This time last week, Wisconsin basketball was one of the only undefeated teams in the whole country. A week later, they have 2 losses to their name, but that doesn't tell the full story. Each of those losses came against teams now ranked in the top 25. And after Saturday's loss to Marquette, Shaka Smart gave the Badgers offense some high praise. But that's not the end of the floor that Greg Gard is even worried about.
This is the best offensive team, that Wisconsin team that we've played against, because their perimeter players are all major weapons, and their bigger guys are terrific conduits of their offense.
College basketball, if you want to win at a high level, you have to score. And I'm not saying that defenses are irrelevant, but they're calling more fouls. Okay? They're eliminating the ability to really be physical and really bump and grind, so to speak. But yeah, we have to get better defensively.
Wisconsin women's basketball having their best start in years, 7-2 on the season coming into this one, hosting Rutgers to open Big Ten play. Badgers leading in the second quarter, and Natalie Leitzinger, bottom of the barrel. She finished with 9 points on the game, and then later, you may not see her, but Sarah Williams does. She finds Ronnie Porter for the three. Porter had 9 points of her own and hit 2 clutch free throws late to clinch this one out. The Badgers squeak away with a win, 66-64. And the Bucks playing the Nets out in Brooklyn, and this is a big city play. Bobby Portis with the big block on one end, which gave Giannis a full head of speed, and I'd suggest just getting out of his way. He slams it home. The Greek Freak finished with 34 points to go with 11 boards and 3 blocks. The Bucks take it 118-113. That's your morning sports fix. Have a magical Monday.
Well, still ahead, we'll show you the dinosaur bones about to hit the auction block, and we talk about one of the fastest growing social media platforms.
We're back right after this.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
What's up? You seem kind of sluggish today. Things aren't really moving. You could use some Metamucil.
Metamucil psyllium fiber helps keep your digestive system moving so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil keeps you moving. And try clear fiber with no grit and no flavor.
Don't miss a chance to win a new furnace from AirServe of Madison. Send us a photo of your old, ugly furnace for a chance to win a new, beautiful furnace in the Ugliest Furnace Photo Contest on channel3000.com. Brought to you by AirServe of Madison.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
What happened?
Someone took the Bronco out for an extended test drive.
They used all the goat modes. Goes over any type of terrain.
They did it all, man.
Looks like they had a lot of fun.
Those boots are awfully muddy, Sam.
My boots? I did it. I'm gonna do it again.
Lease a new Bronco Sport Big Ben for only $399 a month, or a Bronco Big Ben for just $499 a month for 36 months.
This is for all the lonely people, thinking that life has passed them by. Don't give up until you drink from the silver cup and ride that highway in the sky.
Milk chocolate beyond words. Classic recipe by Lindt.
I need help for my mom. She has dementia. I want a Grace so mom can get care at home. You know what people say about them? I can't imagine better support through such a painful time. A Grace. Authentic care and connection. Visit agrace.org to learn more.
Grab the family and get into your local running store. Sunday, December 15th. Everything is on sale. Well, almost everything. You can save an additional 10% on almost everything in store. And wait, there's more. This includes regular clearance and sale priced items. Shop toys, sporting goods, houseware, snacks, hardware, ice fishing, hunting, and more. Do your holiday shopping and save an additional 10% during Runnings Everything Sale, December 15th. Runnings now with 82 locations. Go to runnings.com to find a store near you.
Save big at Wanakee Furniture ETC. Choose an Amish handcrafted sofa from our showroom or let our design experts customize a look for you during the Smith Brothers factory authorized sale.
Save big on quality Smith Brothers furniture
at Wanakee Furniture ETC.
And we're back at 6:23. Trending this morning, some dinosaur fossils that are about to hit the open market. Take a look at these dinos that date back to the Jurassic period, around 150 million years ago. Now their skeletons are at the galleries of the Christie's Auction House in London. All three were excavated from the same Wyoming quarry. There's a pair of Allosauruses, an adult and a juvenile, and then there's the distinctive Stegosaurus with its spiky spinal plates atop the skeleton. They could go between $6 and $10 million when they hit the auction block this Thursday.
All right, we
Pretty
guys be
cool.
putting in your bids.
I mean,
It's so cool though.
That's a little over my tax bracket.
Yeah, just a little bit.
my boy loves dinos. I don't know if he loves them $10 million, but
Come on, Dad.
hey, blue sky. Sometimes they call it blue ski because just how it looks.
Wait.
It looks blue ski. That's anyway. They continue to pick up users at a pretty good clip. The social media platform has almost 25 million now. The platform's continued post-election growth comes as some people are looking to get off of X, especially after the election and Elon Musk being a part of the incoming administration now. If you guys tried this out, do you have an account? I know I have one now, and News 3 Now has one now. We're trying to just get to more people and go where the people are. So, have anybody given it a shot yet?
Not yet, but I'm thinking about it.
Not yet. I just feel like I have too many accounts for everything.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we'll see what happens.
I mean, we were talking about this earlier. X is just, it's gone through quite an evolution over the years.
Yeah.
It's just not what it used to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Blue Sky tends to be kind of like an older school version of Twitter. So, I don't know. If you're tired of X, maybe you want to give it a try. Make sure you follow News 3 Now.
Yeah. Well, weather trivia still related to the cold weather, even though today's not going to be cold. Now the question, we had one about the wind or cold weather advisory. It used to be a wind chill warning.
Stumped us last hour.
Now it's a cold weather advisory. What's the forecasted wind chill that needs to be there as low for the National Weather Service to issue that? Is it negative 20, negative 25, negative 30, or negative 30?
A.
I'm going to go with A again.
I said it first, though.
Okay. You both are going A?
I'm going to go
Probably
C.
gonna be wrong
Negative
first.
30. It is
Yeah, we did it!
A warning is needed for negative 30.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're back after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Ready to embark on an exclusive journey into the lives of UW's top athletes? News 3 Now Sports Director Zach Hanley takes you inside Wisconsin Huddle, a one-of-a-kind 30-minute weekly special. It's more than just highlights. It's more than X's and O's. It's an inside look into the world of Big Ten college athletes, from their journey to Madison to insights on how they prepare for competition. Watch Wisconsin Huddle Friday nights at 6:30 on WISC-TV. Brought to you by TDS Telecom.
If you went somewhere else and got denied, come get it proved at Steve's Auto Sales.
They were telling me I had super bad credit, but I came to Steve and everything worked out.
Steve has came through for me and my family a few times. We've tried other dealerships and couldn't get anything, but we came to him. He worked out very well for us. We're pleased.
When they come to Steve's Auto Sales, they're excited and happy when they leave because they leave with the vehicle they came for.
It's here. Wendy's new salted caramel frosty. Rich, sweet, salted caramel? Caramel. Whatever. The iconic frosty with a salted caramel twist. Gotta be Wendy's.
When you want to make junk disappear, leave it where it is. 1-800-GOT-JUNK is full-service junk removal. I've got a partner who lives down the street from you, and we're anxious to come to your rescue. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
You don't need to battle addiction alone. Contact the great people at Wood Violet Recovery today. You could be on your way to recovery the same day. Wood Violet Recovery works with a wide range of insurance networks, so a large portion of your treatment may be covered. Wood Violet Recovery will create the treatment plan that best suits your needs. Unlike other rehab facilities, phones and laptops are welcome. Today may feel dark, but there's a brighter tomorrow. Contact Wood Violet Recovery now.
Shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and cheeks and mouth and
Skilled professionals helping you to be your best. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Give the gift of me time this year with a gift card.
Wisconsin's largest and most spectacular Christmas show, Christmas in the Dells Dinner Show, is now open. It all starts with a 4-course Christmas feast, complete with ham, turkey, and all the fixins. And with new songs, cast and costumes, plus an appearance by Santa. This truly will be a magical holiday season. Enjoy the largest nativity in the state, complete with flying angels and live animals. Get your tickets today at ChristmasInTheDells.com. That's ChristmasInTheDells.com.
Treat yourself to rich Ghirardelli chocolate and luscious caramel. Experience Ghirardelli caramel squares in a bag and a bar. Makes life a bite better.
This morning, the fall of Syria's dictator, what it means for the U.S. and how armed forces have already responded.
Plus, with Act 10 struck down, we hear from one union on what they plan to bargain for.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. We appreciate it. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Unley. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Okay, so we are December 9th. Do you have any of your Christmas shopping accomplished?
I've started, have a lot to do. You?
Ooh, okay. Yeah. I'm mostly done for the most part.
Hey, that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, especially this early on because I'm usually the scrambler.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
just about 2 weeks left until the big day. Let's get to Savannah Brito, because if you're headed out the door this morning, those warmer temps that we had over the weekend are kind of hanging around, but not for too long.
Yeah, they'll hang around for this morning, today as a whole, and then the colder air that's underway, that already reaches southern Wisconsin by tomorrow. We're still at 41 in Madison, most of Dane County dropping, especially just to our west. There are plenty of 30s out there too. Most of us have transitioned and seen the 30s take over, but there still are a few that are in the 40s. We'll see near 50 again this afternoon, but I'll detail exactly how cold we're going to get the days to follow, and especially the coldest day that's in the forecast. That's Thursday. I'll have how low we'll get in a couple minutes.
All right, talk to you then. To our top stories now. This morning there is jubilation and new questions after the fall of Syria's brutal dictator. The 24-year rule of Bashar al-Assad came to an end over the weekend.
So what does this mean for the U.S.? President Joe Biden says the situation offers a historic opportunity for the Syrian people to build a better future. CBS's Naomi Ruckham has the latest from New York.
Celebration in Syria after the downfall of Bashar al-Assad. In just days, armed rebels took key cities before claiming the capital, Damascus.
The speed at which that unfolded was surprising, I think, to most everybody in the international community.
Russian state media outlets report that Assad and his family fled to Moscow and were given asylum. His once impenetrable palace ransacked. As his country descended into a bloody, nearly 14-year civil war, Assad was propped up by Russia, Iran, and Hezbollah militants who carried out a brutal campaign of documented war crimes, including indiscriminate airstrikes and chemical weapons attacks. Overnight, dozens of Syrian migrants who fled to neighboring Turkey lined up at the border, hoping to return home.
At long last, the Assad regime has fallen.
Yesterday, President Joe Biden said it is a moment of both historic opportunity and one of risk and uncertainty as Syria pivots from more than 50 years of Assad family rule.
This process will be determined by the Syrian people themselves. The United States will do whatever we can to support them.
The U.S. military says it conducted airstrikes on ISIS targets in central Syria Sunday. Israel has deployed forces into a buffer zone along its shared border with Syria, saying it's to ensure the safety of its citizens. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
President Biden also acknowledged ongoing efforts to find American journalist Austin Tice. He went missing in Syria 12 years ago. The president says he believes Tice is alive and that he is committed to returning him to his family.
Meantime, President Biden is making one last push to help Ukraine before he leaves office. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announcing a new round of aid for Ukraine. It amounts to about $1 billion. Austin made the announcement during an appearance at the Reagan National Defense Forum in Simi Valley, California.
Now that package will provide Ukraine with more drones, more rockets for its HIMARS systems, and more support for crucial maintenance and sustainment. And that brings the total of U.S. security assistance committed to Ukraine since February 2022 to more than $62 billion.
Austin says it's important for the U.S. to play its role in international affairs.
The search for the suspected killer of the United Healthcare CEO is entering a 6th day, and NYPD is now widening their search. The department is working with other law enforcement agencies across the country. This now includes the FBI. NYPD now has new images of who they believe killed Brian Thompson, but they're being careful not to release too much information about the suspect.
Let him continue to believe he could hide behind a mask. We're going to reveal who he is, and we're going to bring him to justice. This was a horrific incident in our city, and we want to make sure this person is removed off the streets of America, not only off the streets of New York.
NYPD now believes the suspected shooter left New York City by bus. They're also trying to track down the bicycle the suspect used to get away.
6:34 now. Happening today, a man guilty of homicide in a deadly car crash will learn his fate in court. Alex Young, who's pictured here, has already pleaded guilty to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle in connection to a crash that happened August 2023. That crash killed an 83-year-old man. Now, after Young pleaded guilty, the court dismissed 2 other homicide charges. This is all related to a crash that happened near West Washington and South Park Street. The criminal complaint says Young was driving at 80 miles an hour before the crash. Officers found an empty bottle of wine on the floor of his car. Young denied drinking prior to the incident, but a sobriety test found his blood alcohol content to be at 0.146. Young's sentencing is scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon.
6:35, 2 people are dead after a head-on crash in Fall Creek near Chippewa Falls. It happened over the weekend. Eau Claire County Sheriff's deputies responded to reports of a crash on U.S. Highway 12. When deputies got there, they found the drivers in both cars dead. Rescue crews airlifted a passenger in one vehicle to the hospital with serious injuries. After investigating, officials determined the crash happened after one car crossed the center line.
6:35 now. Employees and labor unions across the state are reassessing after the striking down of Act 10. Just last week, a Dane County judge ruled the collective bargaining law unconstitutional. That law, as written, banned collective bargaining for certain public sector unions. The judge cited the selectiveness in the law when giving his final ruling. Now, one group of employees looking to bargain are graduate workers at UW-Madison. Officials from their union joined us on For the Record this week. They say they're now looking to address the working condition their union members face.
And so this can look like everything from really aggressive or rude or demeaning emails and conversations to relying on graduate workers for lots of menial tasks around the lab. And we don't have good protections from these. And under Act 10, we would not be able to bargain for them. And so we were very much at the mercy of just hope your program administrator will do something for you.
Republican lawmakers have appealed the Dane County judge's ruling. The case is expected to make it to the state Supreme Court. Voters, meantime, will elect a new justice to the court next year. The election will likely decide the ideological balance of the High Court. And remember, you can watch For the Record every Sunday morning at 10:30 here on News 3 Now. Well, a lot of holiday meals and family gatherings are taking place this time of year.
The city of Madison is warning people about their drains when it comes to food waste. Our consumer reporter, Michelle Renee Quinn, has some tips to help you keep your drain well and running. So what should we look out for, Michelle Renee?
You're going to want to look for fats, oils, grease. Definitely keep an eye out for any other food waste that might make its way down there, especially during the winter. Madison city officials say a grease buildup caused a sewer to overflow on the city's east side, and they spent this past week cleaning it up. But there are steps that we can take at home to prevent it. And one way is to get rid of those waste products using a glass jar to store them in until it's full, and then you can throw it away with your regular trash. So if grease does accidentally go down the drain, High Five Plumbing says the best thing to do is act fast. You're going to want to turn on your hot water. Run that hot water for several minutes to help flush the grease out. You can also add grease-fighting soaps like Dawn dish soap that will also help break down the grease and wash it out as well.
Yeah, this is particularly a problem in older houses like Mine. We definitely had an issue with this, and it was the drain that was connected to the kitchen sink that then runs underneath the basement floor. Those old cast iron pipes, you know, in the 100-year-old house, they don't last forever, and they don't last near as long if you're putting stuff you're not supposed to. Stuff that you mentioned in particular down the drain like that.
Yes, you're also going to want to watch out for cold water. If you're running cold water down, it's going to solidify the grease, clog pipes right up. So hot water is your best friend here.
An expensive fix.
Yes.
To take my word for it.
I bet. Speaking from experience here, that's good. That's good for the people to know, though.
There you go.
Thanks, Michelle Renee. Coming up after the break, how one rail company is giving back for the holidays and how you can take part.
And temperatures are warm out there for now, but we'll talk about the dangerous cold that's underway as early as tomorrow for some.
Hurry into Shopko Optical before your vision benefits expire. Our professional team will walk you through your options, and together, we will maximize your benefits on exams, frames, contact lenses, and more. Your personalized eye care awaits. Visit Shopko Optical today.
It's Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
We love this time of year when we all get together in downtown Madison to enjoy the beautiful sparkling holiday lights, catch up with friends over cocktails, enjoy awesome local restaurants, and our family really enjoys creating holiday memories during Shine On Madison, which is a free, fun holiday celebration in downtown Madison.
And that is Good News, Madison, brought to you by Don's Home Furniture.
Shop the largest selection of Chevy trucks and SUVs in Wisconsin at Bergstrom Chevrolet. Save over $11,000 on select 24 Silverado or lease a 25 Trax for $169 a month. Shop Bergstrom, Madison, or Middleton locations today.
When you have moderate to severe eczema, it's okay to show off. With Dupixent, show off your clearer skin and less itch. Because you have plenty of reasons to show off your skin. With Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists, you can stay ahead of your eczema. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema to help heal your skin from within. Many adults saw 90% clearer skin. Some even achieved long-lasting clearer skin and fast itch relief after first dose. Severe allergic reactions can occur. Get help right away for face, mouth, tongue, or throat swelling, wheezing, or trouble breathing. Tell your doctor of new or worsening eye problems like eye pain, vision changes, or blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma or other medicines without talking to your doctor. Show off to the world. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
The holidays could always use more Ghirardelli Peppermint Bark. More sweaters that hit the mark. More drinks with festive sparks. Because this season, there's no such thing as too much. Ghirardelli Peppermint Bark adds just the right touch.
Your eyewear should be as individual as you. With Shopko Optical's extensive selection of frames and lenses, our optometrists will learn about you and help you customize the right choice for your lifestyle. Visit Shopko Optical and find your new signature style today.
On the next Live at 4, who remembers the hysteria around this time of year in 1999?
Will Loper takes a look at Y2K, a new comedy focusing on the fears of the turn-of-the-century computer issues.
The name, image, and likeness system changed the game for college athletes, but now new revenue-sharing rules could take it to a whole new level.
How will these changes shake up UW athletics, and what will it mean for the student athletes and the department as a whole? We'll break it all down.
Thursday at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back at 6:42. Happening today, the Canadian Pacific Kansas City holiday train continues its trip through Wisconsin. The rail line runs this trek every year. The goal is to raise money, food, and awareness for food banks across their network of tracks. CPKC leaders say they donate to a local food bank at each stop. They encourage all attendees to make a monetary or heart-healthy food donation. And you can meet the train today at any of its stops. The train will first visit Portage from around 1:15 to 1:45. It then stops in Wisconsin Dells from 2:45 to 3:15. The next stop is in Mauston from 4:15 to 4:40. The train later is in Toma from 5:30 to 6. And then it continues westward into La Crosse tonight. The stops will feature music artists, the Lone Bellow, and Tira Kennedy.
Pretty cool. Well, if you live near the Wisconsin International Guard base on the east side, listen up. The 115th Fighter Wing is going to be doing some evening training flights tonight through Thursday. So you're going to hear those jets take off around 9:15. Training flights usually happen during the day, but there are some nighttime flights that are part of the program. Crews will aim to take flight paths which keep the disruption to a minimum.
Let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito. Good morning.
Good morning. Yesterday was beautiful. We had the sunshine, and look at our highs that we achieved. There were a few 40s, but 53 was the high yesterday in Madison. Luckily, we're still going to see warmer air stick around today. Not quite as warm as yesterday, but still going to track also mostly to partly sunny skies. And then cold, very cold by Thursday. In fact, it's nearly a 40-degree drop from the high today, and then the high that we'll see on Thursday. As we look towards the weekend, a rain-snow mix is going to move in, but temperatures will gradually warm back up. So nonetheless, if you didn't get out this weekend, enjoy today. The upper 40s, again, some places could top out at 50, a few of us anyways, probably reaching those lower 50s later this afternoon. It'll still be kind of breezy though, with winds gusting up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour later this afternoon, maybe a 25 or so. Similar to yesterday, not that bad. We'll see the winds continue to gust between 20 and 25 miles per hour tonight and then into tomorrow as well. So still going to be breezy for at least the start of our work week. The high today, like I mentioned, 48, nearly a 40-degree drop. The high on Thursday, 11 degrees. And we will see a wind chill factored in all day, probably as low as maybe -15. That's the forecast right now. We don't have a cold weather advisory in place, but the National Weather Service might issue one. We would go alert day if that would be the case, but we will see probably at least lows into early Thursday around 0 degrees, but wind chills, when you factor those in, they're going to be dangerously low. That's all the Arctic air. So today you still see the greens moving in, and that's above average, well above average for us. Usually we don't see that this time of year, but then the purples, the very, very cold Arctic air, that makes its way to southern Wisconsin, the Madison area, again, as early as tomorrow for some, not necessarily the coldest air that we're going to see, but back to below average Tuesday. Much cooler Wednesday, and then down to 11 Thursday. We will have the sunshine. It's not going to feel great out there. Dangerous cold, the low 1 heading into early Thursday. And then it will be another chilly night Thursday into Friday, a low of 7 degrees. We gradually look to warm back up though, and then we'll be near 40 again by the weekend.
All right, so a little bit of up and down in our forecast this week here.
Oh yeah, I wish we didn't have an 11, but we gotta take the cold too, I guess.
Yeah, we'll deal with it. All right, Savannah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, chances are you'll be buying a toy for a young one this holiday season. Experts urge parents and other gift buyers to be careful about what they're giving kids. From potential safety hazards to age appropriateness, there's a lot to look out for. And the concerns do not go away after you wrap the present. I spoke to SSM health physician Dr. Rupa Shah about how to keep toys safe at home.
Yeah, so a great idea is every night when you're cleaning up the toys, just making sure and then just doing a quick check. Are all the parts intact? Does anything look loose? Is anything falling off? If so, set it aside and discard it. Also, if toys have been outside, just making sure that the weather hasn't affected them, or again, that there's not chipping, parts that are coming loose or paint or anything like that.
Dr. Shah also says to watch out for button batteries as well as strings and cords. So lots of things to look out for this holiday season. Well, many studies show the benefits of reading to children that go beyond literacy.
Now the American Academy of Pediatrics is putting the spotlight on the positive parenting practice of shared reading. And as Michael George tells us, it should start when children are infants.
Ooh, yummy, yummy. 1-year-old Saori is trying to eat the delicious fruit she sees in her favorite book. Her mom, Julicia Costa, started reading to her when she was just an infant.
She was licking the book. She wanted that blueberry. They still are able to understand the concepts that you give them, no matter how small you think they are.
The American Academy of Pediatrics says it's something all parents and caregivers should be doing. Reading aloud with newborns and young children, because the positive parenting practice has benefits for a lifetime.
We've known for years that
young children who have parents who look at books with them and talk to them, that their language development is improved. Those positive experiences also shape the child's social and emotional development, shape the child's excitement later on when it comes time to go to school. And
Study author Dr. Perry Klass says print books are best for young children.
Holding the book, turning the pages, all of that helps young children understand how the books work and how they can elicit from their parents the kinds of reactions and language that they want to hear.
The AAP says pediatricians should encourage shared reading at least through kindergarten.
Lola's daddy reads a story.
The Acosta's pediatrician works with Reach Out and Read, which provides books in low-income communities in New York at child well visits.
I want my kids to know that no matter where they live, where they come from, we can have a window into another world through reading.
You love cheese.
A world filled with discovery and adventures. Michael George, CBS News.
The AAP emphasizes that while touchscreens and other electronic devices are popular for reading, they just don't offer the same interactive benefits as reading a printed book together.
Yes, I believe those printed books go a long way, especially just seeing the joy in their face, flipping the pages, and then they start to memorize some of the books if you read them enough times. I know that's where we're at. They just wait for me to say a specific line like, yeah.
Oh, that joy. Soak it in while you can.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite memories with my kids. I was reading to them at night, and I still do that with my youngest, and I know that I'm going to miss that.
Yeah,
when they get old enough.
Well, hopefully they'll, just enjoy reading books with mom for a little while.
I know. Just to hold on to it. Hold on to it.
Well, coming up in the morning sprint, who may be at the greatest risk in extreme heat?
So we're back right after this with the morning sprint.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
MG&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
I thought you two were going to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison this afternoon.
No, we couldn't decide what game to play.
That's the great thing about Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. There is a myriad of games with a myriad of themes so you can find your perfect fit. Some machines offer free games, multiple spins, a bonus within a bonus, and multipliers. So many different ways to play means so many different ways to win. Find your perfect game at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
It's that time of year again to get the Honda of your dreams during Happy Honda Days, where you'll find great offers on a rugged new Passport, Pilot with available all-wheel drive, and the powerful Ridgeline. So don't wait. Turn your holiday dreams into reality with a new Honda named KBB.com's best value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
The holidays could always use more Ghirardelli peppermint bark. More sweaters that hit the mark. More drinks with festive sparks. Because this season, there's no such thing as too much. Ghirardelli peppermint bark adds just the right touch.
Stanton Optical believes eye care should be affordable. Right now, for only $135, you get 2 pairs of progressives, plus all this. All that costs over $200 everywhere else. Book your eye exam today. Stanton Optical, easy's our thing. Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Maddie has heart failure, and it can't be cured. Our neighbor is using a Grace, so I asked Maddie's doctor about them. Turns out, they can help us. They're already managing Maddie's breathing trouble better. A Grace, authentic care and connection. Visit agrace.org to learn more.
MG&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
Portage Furniture, your forever furniture, delivered free.
6:53, time for the morning sprint.
People in Syria are continuing to celebrate the fall of Bashar al-Assad. Armed rebel forces caused the dictator to leave Damascus. Russia now says it has granted asylum to Assad. President Biden denounced Assad's brutal regime, calling his departure a moment of historic opportunity. The Assad regime had held power for more than a half-century.
President-elect Donald Trump continuing to assemble his incoming administration. He has named Alina Habba as counselor to the president. Habba served as legal counsel for Trump during his legal proceedings this year. Over the weekend, the president-elect did sit for an interview on Meet the Press, where he said that he wants some members of the January 6th House Committee to be jailed.
New this morning, a woman is alleging Jay-Z assaulted her at a party when she was 13. She's the same woman who filed a lawsuit against jailed music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The woman says both men sexually assaulted her at an after-party following the Video Music Awards in 2000. Jay-Z has denied the accusations. Meanwhile, Combs remains jailed in New York.
Today, a man guilty of homicide in a deadly car crash will learn his fate in court. Alex Young pleaded guilty to homicide by intoxicated use of a vehicle in connection to a crash in August of 2023. After Young pleaded guilty, the court dismissed 2 other homicide charges. Young's sentencing is scheduled for 1:30 this afternoon.
2 people are dead after a head-on crash in Fall Creek near Chippewa Falls. It happened over the weekend. Eau Claire County Sheriff's deputies responded to a report of a crash on U.S. Highway 12. When deputies got there, they found the drivers in both cars dead. After investigating, officials determined the crash happened after one car crossed the center line.
The search for the suspected killer and the United Healthcare CEO is entering a 6th day. NYPD is now widening their search. The department's working with other law enforcement agencies across the country, including the FBI. NYPD now believes the suspected shooter left New York City by bus. They're also trying to track down the bicycle the suspect used to get away.
More raw milk has been contaminated with the bird flu. Raw Farm of Fresno, California has recalled its whole milk and cream products. This comes after state officials found the virus in multiple samples. They have not learned of any human cases so far. Doctors warn people not to consume raw milk.
Well, it's assumed that extreme heat puts the elderly at the greatest risk. A new study suggests otherwise. A study from Columbia Climate School says that young people are actually more likely to die from heat. They found 75% of heat-related deaths affect people under the age of 35 because young adults are more likely to be working outdoor labor jobs and playing strenuous sports.
Well, temperatures will still be nice, similar to what we had yesterday, but then they're going to fall as early as tomorrow. Thursday, going to be very cold when you factor in the wind chills, and especially at night heading into early Thursday. The actual air temperature could get down to about 0. Some areas probably won't even rise above -1. So not great.
Back to bundling up again.
Yep, but it's warmer by the weekend again.
There's the positive. Savannah, thank you.
We're back in 30 minutes.